Thank you and welcome back to the Trail of the Green Man. We have another excellent video for you here today, and this is the Theatrum Chemicum Britannicum, which is from Elias Ashmole. And there is some great example here, and Elias Ashmole is a Green Man user, although it is not one of the blocks we've seen before. He produces his own block, and of course, if you'd like to go back to the website, you'll see this block there and a little description of it and things like that. And it's used twice in this book. And here we find it sitting on page 373. It's quite a large and lengthy book, but it was just some place where we could actually concentrate on the fact that he had his own Green Man example here, as you can see. And I thought this would be an excellent start. Now, I think this book was published in 1652, so this is a long time after, well, a good maybe 20 years, something like that, after like the manifestos or the Shakespeare like first folio was printed. And this is what you could say, I suppose, an extra generation or the next generation. But they still will pay homage to those that came before them, the previous brothers, or they try to, and this is how the page begins. What I'll do, I'll just highlight some letters for us here. I'll zoom in. There is a lot to highlight here. So if we zoom in nice and close, it'll help. Now, this is written in a strange English. As you can see, that knowing little that they mean, M-E-N-E or T-H-E-I, it is not one to white and ween in form of words they it treat, as you can see here. But yet thy failing of be yet, I still don't understand exactly what be yet is. I think it means be, and there should be a space there for yet, so that is interesting. But we're going to start further down the bottom, and I'm going to highlight some letters here first. We have B, A, C, O. And if I put a little circle round this, you can see we're keeping this nice arrangement here. B come round for A, for C, for O, but there's no N for bacon. But if I just highlight this example here, there is one N. I can zoom in a little bit more. It helps get a good look. The N's in the alignment, but it's what it says that helps understand it. It's founding. Again, this is the strange spelling that they use to tell this little story in this part of the book. But it's found N, E-N, found N out the way. And true enough, we do find N out the way, because you would think it should be stationed somewhere between the O and then the restart of the B. So for B, A, C, O, found N out the way. And what helps us that it's just not a random circle. There's hints it's going to help us develop this construction. You can see here we have the word rounded that the circle goes through. But we also have something, and this has come up before. I think it was one on George Peele's publication. I think you'll find something similar here. We can see the words S-O-W for sow, as in sowing some crops, sowing some seeds. And it kind of helps you build this picture that these letters, B-A-C-O-N, they've been sown in this circle type thing. But if we look here, the circle travels through the two words together, Arab and we take the end and the start and we get bean, B-E-A-N, and indeed beans are sown, they are planted. So these are just little things that help us construct it. It doesn't mean that they're talking about beans as some secret or something like that. These little things are just, as I'm sure you've seen by now, they just help us create something. Now I'm going to concentrate a little bit more heading into the centre. And here we have the important part of it. it says here, written the scripture of Greek. And that might not make much sense, but I'll just lay out a little bit of groundwork. Because then it goes through, hast heard me say. Something has heard me say. And if we take a look, we go through this here at the bottom, ereo. Now, ereo is a very special word, E-R-E-O. Now, the meaning is quite simple. It could be speaketh. It's ancient Greek, by the way. Ereo is ancient Greek. It could mean speaketh, or ask about, or inquire about, or seek for. So it's quite an important word here. And it basically just means to utter, or speak, or say. And it takes the form of, beside it we have the word chronic, as in the chronic of her law, being a chronicler, somebody that records the actions. So we have this word ereo, which is to speak, to utter, to say, to talk out. And then we have the chronicler beside it to record it. It's quite an interesting choice there. But the reason why ereo is important is because at the centre we have the repeat of the same term, ereo, something that's trying to talk, or something that's trying to speak out, basically. And here we have it here in the centre. And the reason why written in the scripture of Greek is because this word ereo, when you do a little look at, this is where this word originated, how we understand this word. It's from the Greek scriptures, which obviously the scriptures originally were written in Greek. And this is where we know this word from the scriptures specifically. So it's quite interesting that Ashmole has decided to go down to use this. It must have a very strong understanding of said scriptures. Now, but here is where it gets a little bit interesting. We need to think about what we've constructed here. Some rounded, let's say, wheel or object. Because we need to start to have a little closer look. Because here we have the word C-H-A-U-C, for now, chalk, or chalked. Now, for us, the chalking is something that we could use to stop something moving, or to build up some kind of secure base, to chalk something. You might put some kind of wedge or something behind a wheel to stop that wheel rolling. That would you be chalking something. And perhaps even the item you use to stop that wheel rolling, even though it's a wedge, it could be described as chalking. And the word chalking, in this sense, back in the 1600s, was used to describe what would be found at the front or the back of the boat. Something that would be used to tie something off. You know, like if you're coming in not for the anchor, but to tie the boat off, or to feed some rope through. That's basically what a chalking is. And specifically, if we were going to tow, T-O-W, tow another boat, it would be, the rope would be fed through the chalk, or the chalk, in order to tie that rope off. The chalk, it's originated from a boating term, or an item found on a boat at the front or the back, and it is used to tow. But if we picture what we're building here, you can see we've got this circle, and then they've used the word chalked here, as if to stop it rolling. It's like wedged in, it's tucked in. It's quite interesting, and of course the A is shaped like a wedge. But again, what does it kind of mean? What is it trying to build? But it's hard to kind of explain it. We need to let the page just carry on. And just to understand it, what we're talking about, if you look, we see chalked, and then beside it we have or, and then beside or we have it, and it's chalked or it, and we have E. I picture them trying to chalked or it, wee. It kind of like runs away, or it rolls away, and as you can see here, chalked or it, founding out the way, because if you don't chalk it, it will move, and it will roll out the way, basically. That's what it's saying, chalked or it founding out the way. So, again, what is the point of this? It's just building up a construction to let the initiated, or people who are trying to become initiated, understand that this circle is purposeful and it's not just some random thing. So what we have here is chalked or it found out the way, and we would found it out the way in a HEEP, and that means heap, and a heap means like a pile of rubbish. If we were to if you could picture like a cartoon and a big boulder and it rolls down the hill, it ends up in a heap at the bottom of the hill. It's just quite interesting that chalked or it, a heap out the way. It's quite fascinating how they build these pages up, but we are getting somewhere. Now, if we look here, this is going to be quite important, because I'm going to try to change some letters here. So the best way to understand this here is we need to look at the first letter in every word, because there's something extra hiding here. And the first word would be what. Originally it was toe, but in the broader context or the bigger picture, it is what to be was, phonetically like WAS, and we get here and it's a mix up of letters. Now I'm going to try to explain this in little steps, because there's two letters here that I'm proposing that the depositor is trying to get us to change, and I'll show you my reasons why. So at begin, if we'll take a look here with F, but it says or O, and we can read that from two directions, F or O. So it's saying F or O, as in that F could be an O, right? So, and then at the end of that line we have O light, as in it's light. There's not enough of the letter O. And then we have CUM for come, COME, and for come O, as I did. Again, it's just giving us the hint. And then we have the same again, F or O. So what I think it's telling us is that this F has to be the letter O. And if that would be the case, what we get is just another addition to the little sentence, and that would be what to be was to be. What was to be is to be, basically. But there's a little bit more, because if we have a closer look, I'm going to highlight this here. BIT, I being your eyeball, basically. But I don't understand what this word is, but yet the failing of be yet. Failing of be yet for of too much. Something doesn't really make sense there. But we're going to concentrate on this, because at the end we have capital B and T for BT, and then at this word we have B at the start and T at the end, and in the middle we have I. But this one we have I. So we've got one I here, I've highlighted in green, and it says in form of word. And the capital or the letter I in the form of a word is EYE for I. And then the next I here, it says it is not one, as in this I is not one. And then just to verify that what we've done is correct, it says TOW for toe, it. As in, we've not to use this capital I. It is not one, toe, it. And of course we had the TOW here from the toe, which was the follow on from the chalked, meaning that we have got the right idea. We are on the right track. Now, if that was I was to disappear, we would be left with a sentence of what to be was to be it. Now, if we have a little look here, we have this word easel. There is Aldgate found a white. And this is for the T and the O, was to be. And an easel, which is a base for a painting or something that would hold a work of art or something that would hold your work that you are working on. A base for something. Easel, gate, found. Now, I like to think of easel as a base, and as we're reading that sentence from bottom to top, I would really like to understand what comes next. As you can see, the amount of work that's went into this page. If you would like to know what comes next, come and join us at the Trail of the Green Man. We're always looking for people who share the same interest, would love to get involved and help try to get to the end of this massive mystery. If you can spare some time, please come along and help us out. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.